Hello, I really love Artfight, this website where every July we attack each other by drawing fan art of our seas. This is my profile. I will talk about how I've been preparing for Artfight and my plans that I have. And I also want just in the mood to yap about Artfight, so I'm gonna do that. First things first, I have added two new OCs, two new characters. This one is like my second sauna. I have made the design based on default color that have been assigned to me when my custom book sauna did not get sent into EWOW, which is a writing contest. Normally, my book sauna looks like this, but the default color is assigned based on your first two letters of your username, which in my case is D and Y, which is some sort of orange-ish yellow and pink. And I have made a mouth out of it because I love mouths. It has two pairs of arms, a lot of pink fluff, a big tail, and don't forget the wings. They are not very visible because there is a lot of stuff in the front, but I have made this backside view. You can see how the wings are working overtime. Look how fast they are to lift the entire body off the ground. Also, it's really tiny and it loves lemons. It is the pill too. The other new character is the aviation traffic sign. I really wanted for a long time to have a character that is a traffic sign, and I thought of a lot of ideas, and I thought if instead of cars to have something for other vehicles such as airplanes. And I have made this thing a bird too, but it is a huge bird. You can see here the average human for scale. This creature is a really big because it has to be able to handle planes. Basically, the point of this character is that when planes encounter some issue, some severe issue, and they have to land at that moment, and they have no airports around or no safe space to land, this creature has a very long tail that is a runway where planes can land on. It's kind of in a similar fashion to the Guardian character. This thing saves cars with the tail. Meanwhile, this thing saves planes. It flies really fast in order to be able to catch up to planes. And it also is super tall to this. In this image I have made some wacky perspective. And here is together with the Guardian character. They both have similar functions, so it will be cool if they are drawn together. Obviously this character is huge, but this one is even more compared. Like if you did not know the contest, you will assume that this character is small, which is why I have also a high chart for a lot of characters, which I will talk about. I have also made some new vegetation that grows in salt flats and attaches to wherever it finds rock mountains, so that it has more stuff to it, but I'm not entirely sure what the effect of eating is, because the only mineral it has available to it is salt, and I'm not sure if eating tons and tons of salt is really that healthy. After I designed this, I found out that runways have a number of them signifying the angle so that airplanes can line up. But this thing is alive and constantly changes angle. So oops, that doesn't work. It might need a device attached that dynamically changes the number, or the creature adapt in some other way. Those were the new characters, but I have also made some modification to the other ones. For example, I wanted to redesign the column for the creature. I did not like how the tail was so skinny and made it look like it was just wet spaghetti. So I have updated it. It's still very skinny, but it looks like some sort of cool dragon tail, and in the end it has a cutter. With this thing, You can cut maybe asteroids and planets in half the same way a bread knife cuts bread. And he also has claws now. I'm happy with how he ended up looking like. For the shark tuna can, I made a new drawing. I did not change anything. For the pomegranate kiwi smoothie, I made this new drawing and I have made some few modifications. This artist added paw pads to it and I kind of like that, so I have added it to it now official. And this artist added a bunch of leaves to the tail. So I have done that too. And the original drawing did not have the glass shine, but I think it looks cooler with it. And then this chair idea comes from myself. I thought it would be cool to make it sit in a chair instead of just sitting in a void again. For the firefly hourglass, I wanted to redraw it. I have not done it yet. Basically, this artist drew it with really long arms. Meanwhile, here they are rather short, but I kind of really like it long, and I want to change the design to be more like this. And I might bring back the tail rings because here I did not draw it. They were a pain to draw, but they are here. By the way, if you are wondering, every single shiny star particle is meant to be a firefly. Also, you have already seen it a second ago, but artfight added the new feature which is called connection. You can make connection between two characters or multiple different characters. I have made one between these two. I should also make one between my persona, my persona, and my other second persona. And I should also make one between these two characters because I have drawn them together. In character permissions, I have updated the height chart comparison. It's not set in stone, it's a bit vague. The new color for the creature design has been added, same with aviation traffic sign and the mode persona. It's not extremely precise, so you're free to change things around, especially how I'm not consistent with the size of my persona. You could draw it like the size of little planet Earth with the tail wrapping around the whole planet causing some sort of apocalypse. Or you could draw it so small that it literally can't even eat one single crumb. This is more so relative to each other. It shows that the USB cable is quite a bit taller than the persona, and it shows that the guardrail is an absolute giant compared to the persona, and that the aviation traffic sign is a giant compared to the guardrail, but unfathomable compared to others. And the column for the creature absolutely dwarfs them all. Before I updated the image, the description looked like this, but after it turned into this. For some reason there is a random extra space here, but there is no option to remove this. There weren't new lines added. It just, for some reason, it just looks like this. And I had a bit of trouble to try to turn it back to how it used to be. I tried to do the formatting in Word document and then paste it here, but something clearly isn't working quite right. I actually have a recording from yesterday where I copied the text, and when I pasted it asked me whether to clean it up or not. When I say to clean it up, it does the weird formatting, but if I keep the formatting, it looks fine. Why does cleaning up make it look like this? I wanted to talk about this rule that I put on my persona. Basically, I don't know how to word it better. Outside of artfight, I receive a lot of fan art of my persona because it is my main persona. It's how people know me. Other characters don't really get fan art outside of artfight. And because there is so much fan art of my persona, they all start to blend in. And if you are choosing to draw this over other characters, I wanted to at least spice things up to make it more special or different in a way. And the idea that I had was what if it has outfits like this, but it doesn't stop at outfits. You can make some sort of alternate version, like with wings or something else, or doing some sort of activity, or just anything. The creativity is the limit. Obviously, I don't mind it if you don't give it an outfit. I just simply would like to spice things up, and I don't know how to word that better. Like last year when I put this here, not everyone drew it with an outfit, but I don't mind it. I love all the arts that I have received. Every single one is really cool. Speaking of which, how did I do last year? 2 years ago, I have made a video, but last year I did not. I was planning on making a video, but since I had to script the video, it was rather complicated, and I kept putting it off, and then it all added up. It was hard to like remember every single thing that I've done and to like figure out how to script the video. And I think it's better if I do it live, aka I record little bit here and there based on how things go. Like let's say today I talk about what I did today, and then tomorrow I record another clip about what I did tomorrow, and so on. Instead of doing everything at the end, it seemed like too much work for me, and I was overwhelmed, and I ended up not being able to make a video last year, but I will attempt to this year. I won't promise anything, but basically I just received a lot of attacks, so many of these. Let me go to the second page. Look at all this. I love all of them, and I also have done so many attacks. Look at this. I have pushed myself, and I have drawn far more than I usually draw in a month. In general, I'm super happy with how I did some artworks, like for example this one, and I'm being so fired. And a lot of others are very good. I'm very proud of them. But there are also a bunch of ones that felt a rush because I wasn't in the mood to draw, but I push myself out of the comfort zone, and that did not always yield great results. There is probably a lot more stuff to talk about last year, but the highlight was the fact that I tried to get the very last attack out of the war site. I specifically chose someone that I still had contact with outside of artfight, so that in case I missed the window, I could still send them my artwork. I had opened in a separate tab the exact time to the very second, and I submitted with 10 seconds to spare because at the end the site is very laggy and there was still 2 seconds of delay between hitting the button and actually submitting. But I had no clue how laggy could it be. It was less laggy than I expected. There was a real possibility that it could have taken 15 seconds for it to load, and that was going to be longer than the window, and the attack would not have went through. So I didn't want to risk too much, but I still did it pretty close. And from what I remember, I did not do that bad. I was relatively close to the end. I think there were a few more hundred attacks that were sent during the 8 seconds after my attack, and that was still pretty cool. Obviously, after that, the website just went completely unresponsive. Everyone rushed to the website. Now, for this year, since it's the 10-year anniversary, we have something different. 3 teams this time. Up until now, it has always been 2 teams. I'm not sure which one I will choose, but it doesn't really matter that much because I will attack everyone, no matter what team they are on. I don't really pay attention to the team when I attack. I will participate this year. I'm not sure how many attacks I will do, but I will do how many I feel like doing. So I won't promise anything. I'm also going to do a bunch of revenge attacks. I wonder if there might be any change for me anywhere, and I might make a video, but no promises. My main focus is to just simply have fun. That's what I want to do. If you want to attack me, here's my page. I will put the link in the description. I still need to update this part. I have added this line. The card is outdated because it's for last year. I need to put my card from this year. And yeah, it's time to have fun.